was coughing up so much mucus.
And I noticed it. I was sitting there thinking, she's really coughing a lot.
Come here, I found the best starting shot.
Okay.
Okay, they'll think we're in a tropical forest.
Good morning, guys.
Oh, are you just gonna... You're a yard model, that's what you are. Somebody should hire you. Somebody should hire him to be a grass model.
Be what kind of model?
A grass model. Because he's so cute.
Yeah, he should be a grass model.
I took a picture of him yesterday in the grass that, like, some magazine needs to use.
Oh. Well, if you work for a grass modeling agency, you can reach out.
1-800 Ollie is a grass model.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to Monday Morning Musings with the Frey Life. Let's tell them about our weekend.
Blank stare.
Well, yesterday was Easter.
Yes, it was.
Where should we sit? Sit outside. It's so nice out today.
Okay.
Yesterday was Easter and Mary sang at church.
It was a lot of fun. It was my second week singing here at church. It's been about 2 years, I guess. Is that right?
Well,
it would have been like September.
Yeah, September. Wait, I'm so confused.
I'm so confused.
I guess it's a year and a half.
Well, it's been a while since I sang at church, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah, our church meets outdoors, and I really love it. I really love it.
Yeah.
Like outdoor church.
It's awesome. Actually, we're
gonna say the same thing.
When I was pastoring in Massachusetts, we like always wanted to do an outdoor service. Like,
there was this sweet little gazebo. You guys might have seen it. Peter droned at that park one time. We were down there, whatever.
Yeah. It was
so this
like,
little gazebo down the street.
Down the street from the church, and we always dreamed of having a church service there. We never did, largely because weather is hard to predict, and so it was kind of hard to plan when we should do that.
Also, there was that reality of like we were already at our capacity for like what we could handle with my health and all that. So we never got to have an outdoor church service in Massachusetts, but here we are years later, and by necessity we're having outdoor church services
every week.
But we was a lot of fun, and we sang 3 songs in the beginning, and then we sat down while the sermon was going on, and all of a sudden I started coughing, like cough. 2 minutes later, cough. Like, I was coughing up so much mucus.
And I noticed it. I was sitting there thinking, she's really coughing a lot.
And I was like thinking, why in the world would I be coughing so much right now? And like coughing up a lot of junk, which is not my normal on Trikafta.
Did you have like the COVID awareness? Like, are people gonna think I have COVID?
I kinda did think that, but most people at our church know that I have CF, so I felt some freedom there.
Yeah.
And there was no stopping it anyway, so I was like, oh well. Also, we're so distanced.
Yes.
I think that's part of it, is when we set up our chairs in this outdoor space, we set it up really far away from everybody.
Everybody's like 20 feet apart because we're in a big parking lot.
Yeah, so I also felt like nobody's gonna worry about it. Yeah. So I sat there, I was like, oh, I bet singing expands your lungs all the way. And I bet that got air down into the deepest part of my lungs, and it's like working as airway clearance, because I learned a lot about, I forget what the word is, autogenic drainage, or basically using like expanding your lungs, filling your lungs with air in certain ways for airway clearance purposes when I was in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot about airway clearance that was very different there. One of the things I learned when I was there was like a way of thinking about my breath and how to use it. You good?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you sounded like you were gonna like laugh or cry or something.
Oh no. I think I was daydreaming a little bit.
Oh no.
Okay, so using your breath.
So anyway, it proved to be true that breath and singing apparently can be a good source of airway clearance. Whereas before Trikafta, singing would make me cough, just like laughing or walking or talking.
Yeah.
Now it's like filling my lungs with beautiful air that then gets basically what happens is as you breathe in, the air is extending down into the like parts of your lungs and ideally getting behind the mucus. So then when you breathe out, it can bring the mucus out because we don't want the mucus in your lungs. You don't want the mucus in your lungs, friends.
It is interesting that now that Mary's on Trikafta, so her lungs make less mucus because like that's a byproduct of Trikafta working in her body. And byproduct of that is that there's less infection causing problems. And so, but it's interesting to think about like airway clearance. Like Mary doesn't cough as much usually when she's doing airway clearance as, like she said, when
I was drowning.
Pre-Trikafta, she was just drowning in mucus. So whether it was singing or doing her best or walking, it would lead to hard coughing. But there's still that need for airway clearance because her lungs still have CF and there's still mucus down in there. It's just not as abundant. So like airway clearance is probably more effective now because it's like it's able to get deep, like your breath's able to go down deeper in your lungs. And actually one of last week, Mary, was last week the first time you sang at church? Somebody from the worship leader from our church in Massachusetts had hopped on Zoom, and we were texting, and he wanted to hear Mary sing, and so he hopped on, and one of the things he commented, he just sent me a message after and said he could tell that Mary has more breath in her singing and more kind of breath control than like the last time they sang together. Mary was kind of drowning in that mucus. So
yeah,
anyways,
that meant a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, all the thoughts from
but it was
yesterday.
A sweet morning celebrating the resurrection of Jesus, and we sang some extra songs and it was a beautiful day. Like sun was shining in the parking lot.
Yeah. So usually what I do is I'll stand up there and sing for 10-15 minutes, however long it is, and then I come sit in my little lawn chair, and I have an umbrella right with my lawn chair, and I pop up the umbrella so I don't get a sunburn during the service, and then I put it back down and go back up and sing.
It works.
It totally works. Yeah, so here we are. It's April, what's today? Oh! Do you know what we didn't mention?
I know, I thought about it yesterday. Because yesterday was Easter. April 1st, guys. We forgot something.
Yes, and today.
What's today?
Oh. Well, okay.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
So it is kind of today.
Okay.
Kind of today, kind of April 1st, is a very special day in the life of
our hearts,
the Freys. Here's what happened. On April 1st, 2013. Right? Or is it 14?
No.
13.
He was born in 12.
Okay, yeah. So 2013, we picked up Oliver James.
So on Good Friday of 2013, we went and met him for the first time. And then we thought about it, prayed about it, continued preparing if we said yes, and we went. And then we decided, oh yeah.
Okay, and then we went to lunch with some friends on Easter Sunday.
Yep, we went to an Indian food place.
Ooh, I want Indian food.
And as we were sitting there with our friends, I think when we prayed, I don't know, we were sharing with them, like we're trying to make a good decision here if we should go pick up this puppy as a service dog candidate. And they were like, yeah, we're praying for you guys. And Peter looked at me at the table and he was like, we're gonna do it.
I think we should do it.
And I was like, was that when I was like, wait, what? Wait, what?
Yeah.
And I was like in shock, and he was like, yeah.
So the next day was April 1st, 2013.
Monday after Easter.
So that's why it's kind of today. It's the day after Easter. And we went and picked up Ollie boy.
He's from Rhode Island, but we were living in Massachusetts, and we met them halfway and picked him up in a parking lot. And she had just bathed him, so he's like this soggy, wet poodle puppy.
I don't remember him being soggy.
Oh yeah. And
Guys,
he was super shaggy.
Look at this picture. He looks so different as a puppy.
He had never had a haircut. He was 4 months old, and I just, like, Easter weekend holds a special place in my heart for that. I mean, for many reasons, but that's one of them. Just remembering the anticipation, the excitement, the fear, the unknown of puppy life.
Yeah. And
so hard.
Raising him as a service dog and then sending him off to training and the whole journey. Many of you have been along for kind of the bulk of that journey, and it's crazy. But I want to share another Easter memory before we wrap up this vlog. Okay, yesterday at church somebody asked me if we had any Easter traditions, and I was trying to think of anything, and I couldn't really think of anything, and I thought of one Easter that stands out in my mind. And I said, well, there was this Easter when Mary and I were dating. We were in college in Chicago, and Easter weekend was kind of a quick weekend for flying back home. Like, yeah, it wasn't worth it to fly back home because we had like a spring break, like a 2-week spring break that we would usually go back to Maryland for, and so then Easter we didn't usually have the opportunity to fly back home. So we decided to go out and have a special lunch for Easter.
All you can eat sushi buffet.
We had heard some other...
Oh wait, not a buffet.
Yeah, no.
You order it from your table.
Yeah. Buffet seems like a dirty word.
I know, right?
During COVID. Okay, so we had heard from some friends that there was this place. I think it was like
$19.
It might have even been like $17.99 or something for all you can eat.
I was way off.
Like $1 off. Okay, you gotta get it right. We're on a college budget here.
I know, right?
Okay, so we hear about this place, and it's like, it's kind of across town. We take public transit everywhere, yeah. So we had like, I think we had to take a train and a bus to get to this place.
Worth it.
And we get there, all you can eat.
We eat so much sushi.
We eat so much sushi. It was so good. And it's one of those things where it's all you can eat, so it's a great opportunity to try new things and like stuff you wouldn't order if you were just paying for it.
But
there's a rule.
One catch. Eat all you can, order all you want, order anything you want. But if you leave any food on your plate, we will charge you like $1 per slice or something like that, I forget. Basically, don't leave anything on your plate. Well, you see, we had gotten to the end of our meal and we were both completely stuffed.
Like, you could not fit, like, you couldn't force me to swallow another piece of sushi. So we put it on our plates and we got the bill. We asked for the bill, and we stuffed the sushi in our mouth.
We signed the bill.
Probably like half a roll each.
Yeah, like a few pieces of sushi in our mouth. And we're
sign it, tip it, walk out, and city trash can just.
We couldn't swallow it. We had to get rid of that sushi. But
So I will say, like, even though we didn't
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe we
eat
did
that sushi in its fullest, we got the full benefit of it because we're still telling that story
Yes.
like 15 years later.
I hope it makes you guys laugh like it makes us laugh every time we think about that.
And
as always.
We'll see you tomorrow.
And the star of the weekend.
Don't forget, he wants to be a grass model.
Good night.